didn't intend to do it to begin with. In this case, it seems like the only reason they changed it is because they got rumbled. They were found out. They were spotted with their hand in the cookie jar. So that was when they were forced to compromise. I have no doubt that if this term was never leaked in the first place, then there would have been no changes, and they would have perhaps gotten away with that. Regardless, still, they changed it, so they listened, and that's good. They could have just plowed on regardless. Secondly, though, I would also like to say, and this is something that I've noticed in quite a lot of Riot statements, is when they do something wrong, they will kind of use a half-truth in order to explain their actions. They're not the only ones to do this by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, I'd say this is common industry practice, saying, yeah, well, we were wrong, but also this is a valid way of deflecting blame. In this case, Riot claimed there'd been instances of other game studios trying to buy access to League fans. Okay, we know that that did happen at least once. We don't know if it's widespread, and we certainly don't know if the games that were on that list attempted to do it. In fact, I can almost guarantee that a lot of them didn't. Games like, say, Fat Princess, there's no way in a million years that that game and that company actually attempted to buy access to LCS fans. That seems absurd. It's not even on the same platform, and I've never seen a League of Legends streamer playing that game. In fact, that game is pretty much defunct at this stage. And there are a number of other games, such as Warhammer Wrath of Heroes, that have been defunct for almost a year now. Blizzard, I know for a fact, has never paid anybody for that. Good luck getting any money out of Blizzard, man. Trust me, I've been trying for a while. You cannot do it. They won't even give in-game gold to their employees in Hearthstone. Yeah? They're savvy by giving keys to people that have audiences, but then again, that's pretty standard business practice when it comes to modern game new media promotion. That's exactly what you want to be doing there. And if League was a new game, I have no doubt they would be attempting to do exactly the same thing. So while I do agree that they should be able to defend themselves from this, I do not believe that that was the entire reason, and the list does not reflect that that was the entire reason. So they're in the right, and they changed things around, but this is still kind of a lie by omission. They're not really telling the whole story. That said, I think it brings up a very interesting discussion, and that's the idea of endorsement-based deals or just paying for time, yeah, paying for access to information. This is getting pretty commonplace, both on Twitch and on YouTube. Twitch has a program called the Influencer Program, which basically looks to give sponsored stream time to companies and popular channels to do it. What they do is they pay for some time on the channel and say, hey, yeah, we'd like you to play this game for a couple of hours, we'll pay you this much to do it. They generally don't have any other requirements, which is why it's actually a pretty good system, but this kind of thing does happen. We're not necessarily talking about being paid to say this game is great, we're just talking about being paid to gain access to an audience. And that is certainly fair, but I feel it has to be disclosed. It really does. This is a problem on YouTube as well, and I think it's something that even I failed to do in the past, and I've been making a great effort lately to make sure that I tell you guys exactly when it is that I get a paid gig, like, say, the Chivalry thing that's coming up. That's a paid gig. The Guns of Icarus thing, a paid gig. The Pacific Rim deal, a paid gig. And as far as I'm concerned, as long as you are 100% honest about that, then your audience has nothing to worry about. You're perhaps doing something slightly out of the ordinary, you are being given money for your time and only your time. And then it really comes down to whether or not the audience actually trusts your opinion if you decide to give it. And if I want to give any advice to anyone that streams, or to anyone that has a YouTube channel that takes part in these deals, do not give your opinions at all. It is very difficult to justify that. You will be looked upon as being biased. And honestly, rightfully so. The audience are not in the wrong there. I do, however, have some concerns that this kind of thing is going on and that there are people willing to give an endorsement or give an opinion. I think if you're just playing a game and you're having fun, then it's obvious, yeah? You can't really overlook problems that are being shown on the screen. That's the wonderful thing about direct gameplay feed. It is the most honest. Yeah, why do you think some companies don't account for it? It is the most honest thing you can do to show whether or not a game is actually getting good. So if you say, all right, I'm going to play a game for 2 hours, you play it, and either you have fun with it or you don't, and that's obvious to the audience, then I don't see a problem with it. It's once you start giving opinions that the problem can arise, and I do wonder how many paid opinions are actually on YouTube for video games. I have no doubt that there are some, I have no doubt it's happened, and I also have no doubt that it has been happening on Twitch as well. All I'm saying to everyone is be bloody transparent. Don't poison the well for everybody. It's a good way to make some money. It's a good way for your audience to have an exciting time, and it's also a good way for companies to get their name out there when it comes to particular
Beaver. Sasha wants an invite.
Identified an enemy gunman! indeed an enemy lightning! Airborne target identified. Incoming enemy aircraft. Airborne target identified. Eyes on enemy aircraft.
You have failed the Republic. The facility is lost. have failed the Republic. The facility is lost.